Hello everybody and welcome back for another lesson. Don't forget that we have a Discord channel that is full of great questions and a nice community, so you can check out that link below in the description box, as well as our memberships. If you're really interested in learning more about Shakuhachi, want to take lessons and want to have access to a bunch of materials, go ahead and click that join button or the join the membership button right below this video. So today's lesson is about how to practice Honkyoku. And it's more of a, not necessarily I'm going to be giving a bunch of examples or, I have like this list of things, but these are just more some, just some creative ideas. And sometimes the ideas are usually helpful to mention in the negative sense, like what not to do. For example, so one thing that happens really often for us as musicians when we practice is we have a terrible habit of always starting at the first line of the music. There's no reason that we have to start at line 1 every single time. So let's take, for example, if we do like Honshirabe, we don't have to start every single time when we pick up this piece right at the beginning and then play from there. Why not start at the third line of the music? And then start from that point. Another thing that could be really helpful is to do the piece backwards. So start at the last line of music, which is ironically, it has the tsude in the opening, which is the same as the first line. We have that. Then we can go to the previous line before that. And then the previous line before that. So you always go, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's another idea of the way that you can practice this. Another way to practice these Honkyoku pieces is to also experiment on the different ways that you can express the phrases. So for example, let's keep with the idea of Honshirabe. And let's say we start the beginning, we want to start it actually very soft. And then we want to go loud and then have the accent on the second re. And then we want from there, we want the note to die away, to dovetail. Or this time what we're going to do is we're going to try to make the phrase start from the soft as we can, and we're going to end it as loud as we can. Now I'm going to start as loud as I can, then go to as soft as I can. Maybe I'm struggling with komibuki, so I'm going to play Honshirabe with komibuki. I want to work on muraiki, so I'm going to add a bunch of muraiki to this piece. I'm going to do that in the first line. And so on and so forth. So experimenting with different ways of playing the phrases too. One other thing that's I think is really helpful, especially with Honkyoku, is that sometimes when we find ourselves in lines that are in the upper register and they're kind of hard to get the vocal quality of the music out, one thing that I find really helpful is to bring it down an octave. So let's say we have a line that's something like, right? Now I want to take that and I'm going to just bring it down an octave. And that way I can kind of retain and get that closer to what my voice would sing. Because in the high con register, is we don't sing that high, especially as men. We don't sing that high normally. And when we bring it closer to the voice, we can relate it to ourselves a lot better, right? And this brings up the next point of practicing Honkyoku, is that one of the things that I've always been told and I've been saying to my students for years, is you have to sing your music. The best way to practice your Honkyoku is to sing it. Even with all of the crazy effects and everything, you want to try to get that sort of feeling in the breath, so that way when you bring it to the shakuhachi, it becomes even more natural. So I hope that these little tips are helpful. Taking the piece, instead of just playing it right from the beginning and always just doing the same thing, maybe take a piece of paper and cover up the first line and say, I'm not going to look at the first line. I'm only going to allow myself to start at the second line. And then maybe you do cover the whole piece, and then you slowly reveal it backwards. And then, of course, experimenting with all the different types of tone colors and all the different types of sounds that you can get on your shakuhachi. The shakuhachi is all about tone color. So explore the tone color in the pieces and avoid always starting from the beginning. Bring things down an octave to bring it closer to your voice. And most importantly, sing your music, as it will become better and better and better. See you guys next time for another video.